Hey everyone, Ocklawahaboy Rocks, and have I got a treat for me tonight? It's Thunderegg Thursday, and I know I'm supposed to say have I got a treat for you, but this is a treat for me. So I may have explained kind of the genesis behind this Idaho, Oregon, Washington trip. I may not have, I can't remember. But at any rate, I had seen that the year before the Prineville Powwow group had gone to Friend Ranch. Well, Friend Ranch, and we'll look at this closer. Some of my favorite Thundereggs. This is one of the first Thundereggs I ever cut. Fell in love with Friend Ranch Thundereggs. I've ordered some off of eBay, but I wanted to go there and dig. So I organized the trip thinking maybe I'd get to dig as part of the Prineville Powwow. And that didn't happen. There was too much water. They didn't go there. You've seen all the places I went on field trips with the Prineville Powwow. And so I left there, headed on up into Washington, and I got to thinking, well, the Madras powwows the next weekend, maybe they'll go. And so I kind of rearranged the Washington trip. I figured out how I could have one more day of digging back down in Oregon before I went back and headed back home from Idaho, drive back to Boise, fly back to Florida. So I went down there, showed up the evening before, found out, yep, the next day they were going to go to Friend Ranch. So I finally got to go dig Thundereggs at Friend Ranch. So we are going to go back out to Central Oregon, just a couple more spots to look at out there. And so I'm going to go out there and do some digging. There are lots of people, didn't do a lot of filming, but you'll see some of that digging and rock hounding there. And then I will bring you over to the table to look at some of these eggs. Hey, Ocklawahaboy Rocks, it's Thunderegg Thursday. I've got my burrito, and I am at the Madras show now. And we are getting ready to head to Friend's Ranch to dig Thundereggs. Well, we have hit the dusty trail on Friend's Ranch. We're about a mile in and still going. Well, there's lots of eggs just laying. So I could get all I wanted. Look at that. Whole egg. So these are my favorite Thundereggs. I've wanted to come here for a long time. And here I am. And there's just eggs everywhere. So these are going to cost me $2 a pound. So I say I'm going to dig, but I may not need to dig. All right. That one was just still completely loose. That one popped right out. Oh, and this stuff. That one popped right out.
And a lot of eggs.
those were junk. So there's plenty of eggs, however you want to get them here. They're in the wall, they're in the ditch. Go back to digging down. Here's all right, nice size one just popped out in the shovel. I didn't bring water down here to wash it off, but looks like it'll be pretty good. Here's another whole one, just popped out right there. So it's 4 nice whole ones out of the hole. Here's the stuff I'm having to fight my way through. I think this is the same altered perlite stuff that was in the egg from this spot that I sent to Jared at Currently Rockhounding. And there's just tons of it down here.
RJ, you need a pair of gloves?
So
Maybe. It's real wet.
the good eggs I found came from this area. So I'm trying to clear that out so I can keep going. So I've had about all I really want to dig in here. I'm gonna look around, see if I can find about 10 more pounds of decent float and call it good. Go up in the Ochocos and dig some more. Now that I don't have anybody in front of me, I'll give you a little taste of the scenery as I leave Friend's Ranch. About a mile and a half drive out of here probably. So before I show you the ones I dug, let me show you this. So like I said, one of the first eggs I ever cut. Got plume in it, got a crystal pocket, got whatever this inclusion is. I thought it might be bone, but I was informed that bone would not survive the heat of a rhyolite flow, and it was probably just some kind of surrounding host rock that got loose in there. I thought that was really cool. So these little black shadows are very classic for Friend Ranch eggs. I find the rhyolite really cool. I like the lavender. So again, one of the first eggs I cut, I got this in a quote-unquote assorted Oregon egg box. So these are the ones I collected out at the ranch. Not all of them had to be dug. Lots of people don't want to take this with them. So a lot of that size were just hanging around. But most of these bigger ones I dug up out there. So actually this one looks kind of hollow now that I look at it. So I'm going to take some of these over to the saw and cut them and see what I have. Okay, here's my eggs I just cut next to this one from long ago. Well, 2020. Where to start? Let's start with this junky one. I don't know if you remember a video I did a while back of one of these eggs that was full of some strange black flaky almost mineralization. I thought at the time. Sent some of it to Jared, currently rockhounding. He said it was decayed perlite. Well, this egg had that problem too. It's pretty ugly, but there are some interesting things about it. In this pocket, it looks like there was some secondary agate forming. And at the moment, I don't know where my jeweler's loop is, but there's this white stuff. When you look at it up close with the naked eye, you can see that is some kind of mineralization that I don't know what it is. So this halves a little better, but that's not going to get polished. Let's skip over to these little ones. So with little eggs, especially Lucky Strike eggs, but kind of all little eggs, you're wondering if they're going to actually have agate fill in them. I could have come back with just hundreds of these little guys. So it's not a bad egg. That side is great to polish up and use for my little rock gardens, Zen gardens that I make for gifts that I've shown y'all. Here's another one. Nice little egg. Okay, now this one has a cool feature. This has an inclusion that's a little bit different color, but it's very much like this one. Not as geometric as this one, but it looks a lot like it. So I thought that was cool to find another one of those. This one, the pressure ridges were very easy to see, so it made it easy to get a nice pattern out of that. Really happy with that egg. And then this one. This half is cool, but this half is cooler. Okay, I'm going to see if I can flip on, no, this isn't the best way to light something, but flip on the phone light here so you can see down in there in that botryoidal pocket. And there on the right hand side there by my fingertip is a little even more detailed mineralization growth there. So that's one of the, definitely one of the better Friend Ranch eggs I've cut. I really like that. Okay, that's the 6 eggs I cut. Those were the Friend Ranch eggs. I was super excited as they came off the saw, especially this one. And, you know, as I mentioned before, early on in my egg cutting, that was one of the ones that made me fall in love with them. So I just thought, wouldn't it be great to get to go dig eggs there? And then through a little bit of planning, a little bit of luck, I got to. So that was just great. It was a beautiful day. Now I didn't, you know, not into digging these things, especially at these ranches, for the financial benefit of it. Richardson's Ranch, and you probably saw in that video, has, I don't know, 20 tons of the things in barrels. I can go through and get Friend Ranch eggs for $2 a pound, which is what I paid for these that I had to dig. I can do that to my heart's content. I went there to see the ranch and get to dig. And I don't know if I've got any good pictures of the ranch or not, but for Florida boy, going out to a ranch like that and standing on top of a hill, turning around 360 degrees, and everything in sight is owned by the same person, that's a really unusual thing for me. That's got a different kind of mindset and really neat to see. So it was just a great experience. If you see a listing online for Friend Ranch, don't just load up and head out there to go dig, because it's definitely private property. Even if you catch the gate open, you don't need to be out there. But look up one of the powwows, Prineville or Madras. You might get lucky and catch a field trip out there. So I will see you next Thunderegg Thursday.